We welcome you to Blues Game Day Live alongside Joe Vitale, Darren Peng. We're in beautiful Toronto, Ontario, Canada, my friend, and great way to start the season. I think the players have certainly been busy at home, which is normal. You've got so many things going on. Now they've got a chance to get on the road. You can already feel it like, okay, let's do a little bonding here. There's a couple of new players, especially Justin Falk, and you've got some guys that haven't been regulars here. How much as a former player do you look forward to getting on that road for that first time?
Well, I mean, the first thing I always look forward to, Darren, was just getting some sleep. Oh, my goodness. And, it's one of those struggles where it's the first road trip and you want to go out and spend some time with your teammates. But for a lot of these fathers, a guy like Tyler Bozak, guys with kids, you want to go on, you just want to put your head on a pillow and get a good night rest. But no, these first road trips are great. I love the swing here. 4 games. You're going to Toronto, Montreal. So many kids from the Toronto area, so many kids on this team from the Montreal area. So you know they're going to be seeing a lot of family members. Of course, the Hall of Fame is going to be tomorrow, White House at the end of this trip. A lot of very exciting things coming up in this road trip, but certainly a great time for the guys to get back together, have some dinners, and have some laughs.
And the Toronto Maple Leafs, under Mike Babcock, they've got a terrific team. I mean, you talk about a great matchup game right here. I think that's going to be our theme here this morning on Blues Game Day Live, is the matchup game. They've got the hottest centerman in the National Hockey League in Auston Matthews, who's a very unique power player that can make plays, but he's a goal scorer. So he's got a goal scorer's touch, and then you've got John Tavares as well. You've got Mitch Marner, a real dynamic team. So let's go to the matchups right now. Let's go to the Selke Award winner last year. Of course, I mentioned this the other morning on Game Day Live. The only Bob Gainey up against a guy like Auston Matthews and or John Tavares, depending on how the coaches spin this one.
Well, I think for Ryan O'Reilly and the Tavares one, to me, that's the one to really keep an eye on here tonight. I mean, both centermen without a goal early in this season. I know it's very early, but still they're looking for that first. He's got that offensive ability. His line's maybe humming along better than any line for the St. Louis Blues group. But Tavares is a player, and those wingers that he's with right now, they're very lethal. They're very scary. You got to check them tight. You got to be good and tight. Being the way out, I think, to me tonight in the defensive zone is such a crucial part to this whole piece. When the Toronto Maple Leafs start humming around in the offensive zone, you're going to see one defenseman go in. You got to have support. You got to have a third man support, whether it's through the middle, up the strong side. Everyone's got to be a way out tonight, especially when you're dealing with his 2 wingers. With Tavares is just a very, very scary lineup.
I'll stay with Matthews for just a second. We just had a good conversation with Wendell Clark. I mean, one of the great Toronto Maple Leafs of all time, and anybody sees the video of Wendell, he could really fire the puck, but he made a great point about Auston Matthews being more like the way that Brett Hull was surveying every situation in the offensive zone on the power play, kind of milling about smartly, getting in the soft areas. He's changed it. Last year he was primarily on the left side as a left-hand shot, and he's got that sneaky little wrister, but now he's getting goals all around that. The top of the circles, getting to the right side, so kind of neat there. I think Hully would like to hear that because Hully always liked, more movement, and he always encourages the Blues players. You got to move a little bit more. You can't stay so stationary, but that's going to be another challenge in trying to find out where Auston Matthews is.
Well, I think not only on the power play, but 5-on-5 too, Darren. And to me, Auston Matthews. The ability to use your instincts as a hockey player is something that is just something that you can't put enough value on. Power play, for example, yes, there's systems, but if you stick to the systems too much, you become very predictable. And I had a great conversation with Justin.
Robotic.
I talked to Justin Falk about this a couple days ago, and he said, power play, what are you looking for? He's like, listen, we got a blueprint of what we want to do, but when you're the commander up on the blue line like I can be on the power play, you got to use your instinct. You got to move. You got to adjust. You got to find things that maybe weren't on paper, weren't on the scouting report. And I think that's what Auston Matthews does so well. He's kind of feeling that rhythm now. He's so confident. He's a seasoned guy in this league where he's just kind of going out there and he just letting his instincts take over. And boy, those instincts are very scary, especially when he gets that puck on his stick anywhere around the net. You got to be ready to block it and keep him out. And coaches always would teach you in the defensive zone, you want to be within a stick length of someone. You want to guard them, be on top of them, be their shadow with a stick length. I think a guy like Auston Matthews, a special player where they would say mid-shaft, to get into his mid-shaft. You have to be even a little bit tighter.
The old mid-shaft area.
Mid-shaft.
That is tight.
Because he's so good and so quick with his release. If you're not in that tight, he'll make you pay.
And what about the mustache?
It's a new look. The mustache.
It's a new look. It's a new look.
I like it.
We'll see if that lasts all season long.
Rico Suave. I'm a fan.
Arizona native for sure. They grew up a baseball, a little bit of him because of his tenacity, his skating, maybe a little bit quicker on the puck and what have you. So that's also a good matchup. Also on the backside as well, with Tyson Barrie being added to the Toronto Maple Leafs, you've got Tyson Barrie, who's a good friend of Braden Schen's. They hang out a lot together. But you've got Morgan Riley. He's sitting there with 5 points. You got Alex Pietrangelo, the King City, Ontario native, that's off to a great start, the captain of the St. Louis Blues. So I think we got a nice little mix going on right here. And Justin Falk, I thought he had a terrific
I did too.
Game 2 with Vince Dunn. I thought he was outstanding.
I did
if
too.
If I'm a player that's a skill player, I want to be on the ice with him.
Yeah.
He puts the puck in the right spot all the time, and he puts pucks on net.
Yeah.
I like it. Sneaky good in the last game.
He's shooter. He's aggressive. I love the way he just put pucks in that. He has the ability just to get him there, and I like him on that bottom pair. Craig Berube was talking to us, Darren, about how he wants to balance minutes out. He wants to keep those minutes balanced because he wants to keep the energy up for this group. You bring Justin Falk down to that bottom pair, and that gives you the flexibility to have these guys go maybe 18, 19, 20, 22 minutes a night instead of the 25, 26 minutes that some of these defensemen can play.
And don't forget the former Toronto Maple Leaf, Carl Gunnarsson, rock solid there with Petro.
That's right. Oh, my God.
So
they were
it balanced
good.
it all out.
They were very good, man. It could be a track meet tonight. I'm excited.
And he's got options. If you're behind, you can throw Dunn and Pietrangelo, or you throw a little bit more ice time to Dunn and Falk, and if you're ahead, you're in more of a defending mode.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
like a salad bar. You got options with the lettuce, you got vegetables, you got the different proteins. Options are good, and the Blues have options right now.
And you got a good salad going today.
Yeah, my hair. I can't figure out what's going on with my hair. It won't stay down.
So we've got the game tonight, and obviously Central Time Zone. Give me the time here. Game here is at 7. It's at 6 locally. 5:30 is on the pregame show. We're on Fox Sports Midwest. The great John F. Kelly is here as well. He'll have the play-by-play. I'll be between the benches here at Toronto, which I like that. And you and Chris Kerber on 101 ESPN. You guys are real. Hey, Babs, how are you, buddy? What he said? Is that as fast as you can run?
That was the head coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Head coach Mike Babcock, and so we've got that, and it's going to be a great game. We're looking forward to it. Jordan Binnington, Frederick Anderson. Man, this is going to be something else. We're on the road. We're ready to roll. For Joe Vitale, I'm Darren Pang. Have a really swell day, everybody.
Swell. I like that.